Hey Gwenters, and welcome back for another episode of Gone Gwenting. Today we are going to play our final match in Arena. You know that because I have lost 2 matches, you can see that in the top left here, and I have 1 more left to win. So if I lose, I break the contract from losing 3. If I win, I close out the contract by winning 9 games. So I was just making a video hoping to get the 9th win, and I got a loss. So, you know, we are where we are. So reshooting, this time we're going for the win. One thing I've noticed about this deck that is kind of a general weakness you guys already know about with Geralt of Rivia, a 9-point card kill with Leo Bonnart is really useful, but if you can't get your opponent up to a 9-point card, he just plays for 3 instead of playing for at least 12 points. So, you know, don't love him. I know other people really like that. Excuse me. Like to be able to play that kill card, but I think so many decks nowadays just avoid the 9-point play, that he's just not worth it. Excuse me. Alright, so we have red coin. We know that because we're going second because we only have 2 redraws. So I think here we're just going to toss in Neophyte. Don't love him. Although he does actually play well with Shalimar because he counts as 2 unit cards out on the board. More on that later. I'm going to keep Burnabrand, and I think I'm going to toss in Nausicaa Brigade. And I can do Mutated Hounds if I don't want them either. But we'll get rid of this one. Alright. Yeah, so I think this round our goal will probably just be to do Thrives. We'll go for Entrega Larvae, and then we'll try to get out our Drowner if he plays something that is row locked. Basically, the idea there is if he plays a card to melee row that does that has a cooldown of 1 and does damage every turn, we want to just get that off the melee row. All right, Landsknecht. Might be an example of that usually. So he goes for the boost, does 3 damage. That's a pretty good play. Formation, so when he plays the melee row, he gets Zeal, and then he had the native tactical advantage boost, so he can do 3 damage. So a pretty good play on his part. I think we are not concerned about moving a unit off the row, so we will instead play this. Actually, you know, I don't love Nausicaa Brigade. We can use Burnabrand. We're going to get rid of 2 cards. Just have to choose which ones. I'm going to keep Neophyte, actually, to play with the Shalimar to close out this round. So we'll click off of him. Don't love Nausicaa Brigade, even though he would play for 6 points. Well, I guess so would Mutated Hounds. So let's actually keep Nausicaa Brigade. And we'll get rid of Dwarf Berserker. Alright, I like that. So that 2 play for 6 points. Dwarf Berserker theoretically could have played for 7, but you have to wait at the end of each of 4 different turns in order for it to do that, so I don't love it. But we got a few decent bronzes in our hand. I was just watching a different YouTube video on Padreball talking about his tournament win, and the idea essentially that you just need to trade bronzes I found really insightful. So basically the idea is if you can make a run at the first round with just bronzes and maybe close it out with 1 gold card, that's the best way to play, because then you're just keeping the rest of your gold cards for a future round. And getting rid of some cards that you just don't want. Alright, now we can actually do something fun here. Question is whether or not we want to use our leader ability. But Svalbard Priest, if you guys have ever seen it played, can go really long. So what I can do here is actually play this Nausicaa Brigade. And then we'll knock him down to 2. And then we'll go ahead and steal him using our leader ability. Now we're going to have to play somebody next to him in order for him to get the boost, but this is working out pretty well. And what we actually could do is just play Beast here. Beast is going to boost himself by 2 every time there's a higher unit, but looks like we're not going to be doing that because he just played to reveal. Alright, so now counting it up, Shalimar is going to play for 4 plus 8 points right now. It does not count Nausicaa Brigade because it is a Nilfgaard card. It has to be from a different faction. So we have 2 Northern Realms, a monster, and a Skellige, so that's going to be 8 points. So he's going to play for 12, which would put me at 27. So I'm still in this. I'm going to get rid of Neophyte because it is only useful with tourney Shalimar. In some rounds I find Shalimar to be more useful in the final round as kind of final play, but I would rather get final play in general than just have him. I can also play Beast. He's going to boost himself at least to 8 because of that Lyrian Lands Connect. Alright, so he's passed. I think I want to actually play Beast here for the sole fact that Shalimar is going to play for way too many points. I could alternatively play Teruviel, but I think I'd rather save my damage for later. Beast is just too much of a target going forward as well. And there we go. So we won by 4 points. We only need to win by 1, so it might have been just a slight overshoot, but it worked out pretty well for us. I don't love Red Haze. You have to wait for 2 units to get next to each other, and with Murdic Brock and these 2 Drowners, now especially, it's just not useful to me, especially with Teruviel as well. So we're just going to go into here, and then we're just going to give this a hard pass. There's not a whole bunch I want to milk out of him. I don't have any great cards to go to play first anyway. Also, these are really good reaction cards, so we'll go ahead and let him make the mistakes. Alright, as I talked about last, I don't love Bonart. Let's see what we have. Importantly, we can grab either one of those gold cards using Naglfar. Don't love Enforcers, you have to wait a turn. I mean, Forbidden Magic could be useful, but I always find it to be more of a drag than a help. But we do have enough damage here that we can really do some work on him. And I really don't want Scald or Dryad Enchantress, so I'm probably going to stick with this Forbidden Magic. We're all we're red coin up for this final round as well, so we get to react to whatever he plays, and essentially our goal is most likely just going to be knock him down, keep him frustrated, keep him annoyed, and go from there. Alright, so I'm actually going to go Murderbreck here. You know what, actually, let's go Drowner, then we get the Thrive. And we're going to go for Forbidden Magic. Presumably he's going to play something higher than a 1. If he doesn't, then what I'll actually do is I'll just I'll go for something else. Alright. Not the worst play. I think I would have preferred to wait for the Bloodthirst to do a 4 damage later on, but it's not the dumbest thing I've seen. But that plays for 5 points, so I'm happy with that. So he's going to be focused on just getting me out of dodge. I'd like to save my row switch card. I think we'll actually go for Teruviel here.
Waste of arrows,
Just to keep this Endrega Larva suppressed a little bit. I'm not terribly worried about it, but we can go Murdic Breck and then Drowner. It's actually a pretty good play.
Someone's got to do something.
Alright, so note that he's going to be able to create and play a card from our hand. So we want to make sure, what I'm thinking is they'll probably leave Leo in here and try to play Great Oak a little bit earlier. Maybe give him Naglfar as well. He's got more cards out though, so we don't want to feed him Turning Shalimar. I think we're going to go for the lock on the Andrega Larvae. Oh, we can knock it out with Murdic Breck and the Drowner. Alright, Matahuri is a very good play.
We dance, for young is the night.
Doesn't make me the happiest I've ever been, but it works. Alright, so I think I'd like to get rid of this Andrega Larvae. Just in case he has a Purify. Apologize for the yawns. He's playing slow and cautious. We're still down by 11, which I definitely don't love. And if he plays smart, which I'm anticipating he will, given his border showing that he is Master Mirror, he's going to wait to play this till we have 3 cards so we can see what our 3 final plays are going to be. Because I don't have a Dryad, this Dryad's Crest is only going to play for 3 points and a Purify. So I don't mind leaving that for him as well. Harald is a great choice. Alright. So I think we're going to go Murdic Break here, finish off his Andrega Larvae, and then we'll actually attack Herald as well. Wouldn't surprise me if he played like a Great Sword or Dagger next. Because he did play that Harald pretty early. So, remember he still has this ability to, okay. There goes the Drowner. Alright, well that resolves this quandary. I was going to say, we just want to make sure that he is going to be able to play one of my cards. We just want to make sure not to feed him a 9-point Great Oak. So we're going to go here. So boost it by 1 and do 2 damage. Get rid of Harald. Still down by 11. I think my next play, unfortunately, is probably going to have to be Turning Shalimar, which is only going to play for 10 points. But I really don't want to give it to him. I mean, look at the Harald's pals are going to count as plays as well. So he has Shoop is neutral. All right, yeah, we got screwed with that one. He played it a little bit early and he got Shalimar. There's a decent chance, though, having played Shalimar, that he saw Naglfar, Shalimar, and Dryad's Crest, and not Leo Bonnard. Because this plays right into Leo Bonnard's hands. And we still get this. We also have Karathi Heat Wave and Great Oak here too, so. Oh man, Zoltan Warrior is a great card. Plays for 10 points, but if you can One of my favorites actually is if you can do like Cyana with him, and you already have 2 Rowdy Dwarves, you can boost them by 2 twice because she repeats that deployability. He pairs really well with Cyana. Alright, well, nothing for it really here. We're just gonna go for the total cards to get the Shalimar boost at the end. I think we'll probably Purify and boost Murdic Brick next turn. And go for the Great Oak. And then go for the Tourney Shalimar. Just because we feel a little like being dicks, we're gonna say thank you. Also, I've been working on this contract. I'm at 992 times I have made a comment in a game, which means that I've played nearly 1,000 games where I've made comments, so that's a little distressing. Alright, he made a very interesting choice there, just clearing one of the units off my side of the board. I think his goal there basically was just like to reduce the value of my Tourney Shalimar without reducing his own value, but we're going to go Dryad's Caress here anyway. We're still down by 15. I don't love our position, but we don't have a lot of options. Alright, Hemdall's a pretty good play. He's going to do 4 damage, so he plays for 12 points.
The time has come.
And then I think he just has a lot of units stacked up on this front row, so it wouldn't surprise me if I see Great Oak. So I'm actually going to play Great Oak myself. And we're just going to take out all these 4-point cards here. Just to tighten it up a little bit. And I think we've pretty much lost this already. But you guys are going to see what rewards look like for 8 wins out of the 11 games I've played. Unfortunately, couldn't get the 9th. Whenever you get 9 wins, I've noticed that you often get a free card, so I would really like to have that, but, you know, we are where we are. Iguara, he held on to for a long time, but Iguara is great to play for the points. If you've seen my Northern Realms all-out charge deck, you know that I really like Iguara. I think she's a really underappreciated card. Also, she's a beast as well, so if you like playing that Nilfgaard Beast deck, you can use her along with Operator. So you'll see once you've completed, it'll pay you out your rewards. Remember that I had to pay 150 ore for entry and make that back. Plus I get a keg, 165 meteorite ore, which is actually probably the best of all these rewards. Meteorite ore is really hard to come by. And then 45 scraps as well. Now I can play again at my choosing. But for now, I just kind of wanted to show you what rewards would look like. Arena is a ton of fun. I love playing it. I hope you guys will get out there, try it out. And as some have already commented on these YouTube videos, RNGesus can help you out a little bit. Sometimes you're going to get a really good deck, and sometimes you won't. And that's kind of the fun of Arena, in my opinion. Everybody is on equal footing in terms of relying on the RNG for a good deck. And your choices out of those 4 card options for those 26 cards that you pick are really going to make a difference. So you have to be able to plan ahead, stay flexible, and pray for some really great flexible cards as well. But if you have any other questions or comments, please post them down below. But until then, get out there and go Gwenting.